The Lost Map of Captain Elior. Dawn broke over the sleepy fishing village of Oran Cove, painting the sea in molten gold. 12-year-old Tomas crouched on a rotting dock, eyes fixed on the horizon. The ocean had always been his greatest friend and fiercest enemy. Every morning he sold fish to help his mother, but deep down, he dreamt of sailing far beyond the waves. Today, though, Tomas's hands trembled. His father's old boat had vanished during a storm years ago, taking his father with it. Since then, villagers believed the ocean carried curses. Tomas, however, believed it carried secrets. As he leaned over the dock, something glimmered between the barnacles. Heart-pounding, Tomas reached down and pulled out a sealed glass bottle, crusted with salt. Inside was a brittle map, marked with an X and a name, Captain Elior. The legend of Captain Elior had haunted Oran Cove for generations. Rumors claimed he was a pirate who hid a treasure meant not for gold-hungry men, but for souls searching for kindness and love. Tomas's mind raced. Should he show his mother? The village elders? No. This was his destiny, and he needed to follow it alone. He tucked the map into his shirt and raced home. At home, he found his best friend, Lina, waiting. She was the only person he trusted with his secret dreams. Tomas shoved the map into her hands, his voice shaking. "Lina, I found it. Captain Elior's map. I think it leads to something important, not just treasure, but something that could change everything." Lina's eyes widened. She was older by 2 years and often more sensible, but today, a rare fire lit her face. "We can't do this alone. Let's get Malek," she whispered. Malek was a quiet teenager who lived at the edge of the village. People called him strange because he read old books and talked to the stars. But Tomas and Lina knew he was wise beyond his years. That evening, the three of them gathered under a dim lantern in Malek's hut. The salty breeze rustled the map as they spread it out. The ink was smudged, but a tiny island was marked in the middle of the sea. "It's dangerous," Malek said. "But this isn't about gold. Look at this symbol." He pointed to an emblem resembling 2 hands holding a heart. Captain Elior was known for saving shipwrecked sailors. His final gift might be something we can't even imagine. After a long silence, they decided. At dawn, they would set sail. The next morning, Tomas, Lina, and Malek pushed an old fishing boat into the water. Their hearts beat as one, driven by curiosity and a whisper of hope. The sea was dark and restless, waves lashing at them like wild horses. They took turns steering, encouraging each other whenever fear crept in. Hours passed. The sky turned a bruised gray, and thunder rumbled across the horizon. Suddenly, a massive wave slammed into the boat, tossing Tomas into the freezing water. Lina screamed and reached out, her fingers barely brushing his. Malek leapt, pulling Tomas back on board, gasping and shivering. "We can't turn back now," Tomas sputtered. "We're so close." After the storm subsided, the island appeared on the horizon, a lonely mass of rocks crowned with windswept trees. They stumbled onto the shore, soaked but alive. On the beach, they found an ancient stone archway engraved with the same emblem from the map. Beyond it was a dense forest filled with twisting roots and shadowy whispers. Their steps slowed as the forest seemed to breathe around them. Every rustle felt like a ghost of the past. Tomas's heart thudded as he led them forward, guided by the map. Finally, they reached a clearing where a giant oak tree stood. At its base, an iron chest lay half buried in moss. Malek knelt, trembling, and wiped away the dirt. With a creak, they opened the chest. Inside, instead of gold or jewels, there were scrolls, hundreds of them. Each scroll was inscribed with stories of sailors Captain Elior had rescued, of lives changed through kindness and courage. Tomas picked up one and read aloud a letter from a sailor saved from drowning. "To Captain Elior, who showed me that love can heal even the deepest wounds." Lina sobbed softly. Malek closed his eyes, as though hearing the voices of the past echo in his soul. Then they noticed a final scroll, sealed in blue wax. Tomas's fingers shook as he opened it. The message read, "To the seekers who find this chest, my greatest treasure is not wealth, but the stories of humanity, of forgiveness, love, and the power to change. Share these stories, and you will carry my legacy beyond the sea." The revelation hit them like a wave. The treasure was not meant to be hoarded, but shared. Tomas felt a warmth spread through his chest. For the first time, he didn't feel like a boy mourning his father, but like a young man entrusted with a mission. They gathered the scrolls, each one a seed of kindness waiting to be planted. When they returned to Oran Cove, the villagers gathered in curiosity. Tomas stepped forward, holding the scrolls high. These are stories of love and courage, of people who chose kindness over greed. Captain Elior's true treasure was in the lives he touched, not gold. Tomas's voice carried over the waves. One by one, they read the stories to the villagers. An old fisherman wept as he heard about a sailor who forgave his enemy. A mother hugged her children tighter after hearing about a sailor who gave his last piece of bread to save a starving boy. As night fell, lanterns flickered across the village. Tomas, Lina, and Malek sat by the shore, the scrolls resting in their laps like sacred relics. Lina looked at Tomas, her eyes shining. "Your father would be proud. You brought back something greater than gold." Tomas smiled, finally feeling the burden in his heart lift. He realized that his father's spirit had always been with him, guiding him to this moment. Under the moonlight, the sea no longer seemed cursed. It felt like an endless path of possibilities, a place where lost souls could find home and where kindness could echo beyond lifetimes. Morals of the story. True treasure is found not in gold, but in the kindness and love we share. Curiosity, when guided by sincerity, can lead to unexpected blessings. Friendship and courage can turn fear into purpose. Sharing stories of love can heal wounds and transform communities. Maturity is understanding that the greatest legacy we leave is the goodness we plant in others' hearts. If the story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. There's more long stories in the vault, and every sketch tells a deeper story.